What's going on, guys? It's Mike here. Today, I'm making a video on why Fallout 5 should take place in Texas. When you think of Fallout, you probably imagine ruined cities, power armor silhouettes, and the remains of American pride scattered across the wasteland. But Fallout has never just been about nuclear war. It's about America. And if Fallout is a satire of American identity pushed to its breaking point, then there may be no better setting for Fallout 5 than Texas. Today, I want to explain why Texas isn't just a good location for Fallout 5, it might actually be the best one Bethesda has never used. Before we even talk about the story, the factions, or even the lore, there's one foundational question every Fallout game has to answer. Can this world stay interesting for dozens of hours? When it comes to Bethesda open worlds, exploration isn't optional, it's a core factor of the game itself. And the more varied the landscape, the more believable and immersive the wasteland becomes. One of the biggest challenges for any Fallout game is environmental variety, and this is where Texas immediately stands out. Texas isn't one landscape, it's several with their own unique identities. West Texas gives us classic Fallout desert, dust storms, abandoned highways, and rusted towns. East Texas brings thick forests and swamps, perfect for horror, ambushes, and mutated wildlife. The Gulf Coast opens the door to flooded cities, shipwrecks, oil rigs, and aquatic vault experiments. And Central Texas ties it all together with plains, farms, and settlements fighting to survive. A Fallout Texas wouldn't feel small and repetitive. It would feel massive and unique compared to its previous games. Fallout has never just been about what the world looks like after the bombs. It's about why the world collapsed in the first place. Every location in Fallout reflects a different version of America, and Texas might be the most revealing reflection of all. Fallout has always been a satire of American exceptionalism, of what happens when patriotism, power, and pride go too far. And Texas is one of the most symbolically American places on Earth. Key factors include independence culture, military pride, gun culture, corporate influence, and mythologized history. In Fallout, Texas could become the place that believed it didn't need anyone else, a place that thought it could survive the apocalypse alone. And that belief would shape every faction, every settlement, and every conflict. To understand why Fallout's world ended, you have to stop thinking about the nuclear bombs and start thinking about what caused them to launch. Because in Fallout, the apocalypse wasn't sudden, it was inevitable. In Fallout lore, the bombs didn't fall because of ideology. They fell because the world ran out of energy. And that makes Texas incredibly important. Texas is America's oil heartland. Refineries, pipelines, energy corporations. In a Fallout setting, Texas wouldn't just be another ruined state. It would have been one of the most contested places on the planet before the war. Lore implications of this: pre-war corporate wars, energy monopolies, Texas as a strategic nuclear target. Fallout 5 set in Texas wouldn't just explore the aftermath of the apocalypse, it would explore its cause. A Fallout setting lives or dies by its factions. Not just who they are, but what they believe and how those beliefs clash. And Texas doesn't just support new factions, it demands them. Here's some concepts of factions I would put in Fallout 5. The Lone Star Compact. Descended from Texas Rangers and state defense forces, the Lone Star Compact believes centralized power destroyed the world. They patrol roads, protect settlements, and refuse all outside authority. Their ideology is merely Texas survives because Texas stands alone. Moving on, you got the Black Gold Consortium. Former oil executives, engineers, and energy magnates who survived the war in protected facilities. They control generators, fuel, and electricity, and they sell power like currency. A little Fallout twist you can put to this would be electricity equaling influence, and fuel equaling religion. The next faction, the Vault Directorate, a network of vaults that didn't just survive, but coordinated. They believe the wasteland is an experiment that went wrong, and their goal is to rebuild America correctly with control. Moving on, we have the Free Range, nomadic ranchers, traders, and gunslingers who rejected cities altogether. They raised mutated livestock, ride horses, and live by survival-first principles. In a world without fuel, they are not outdated, they're thriving. At first glance, cowboys in Fallout might sound a little cliche, but when you strip the world down to survival, the logic becomes obvious. Cowboys in Fallout wouldn't be a gimmick. They'd make sense. Horses don't need fuel. Ranching creates food security. Gunslingers become respected fighters, and cowboy culture becomes survival doctrine. Fallout has always romanticized the past. Texas lets it romanticize the frontier again. Every Fallout game is remembered not just for its story, but for what you fight along the way, and Texas offers enemies that feel dangerous, thematic, and unforgettable. Here's some ideas of some enemies that Bethesda can do for Fallout 5 if it takes place in Texas. Rad Bulls, Irradiated Longhorns, Dust Ghouls, Desert Adapted Ferals, Oil Mirelurks, that one's pretty self-explanatory, Swamp Crawlers, Horrors on the Gulf Coast, and automated refinery defenses. Every Fallout game is remembered by its enemies, and Texas gives Bethesda a whole bunch of different options they can explore when it comes to the people that you battle. In Fallout, cities don't just exist. They're pretty much stories themselves. Each one represents a promise America made and failed to keep. Here's some examples of cities and what they can represent in the game. Houston, space age vaults and NASA ruins. Dallas, a corporate collapse. Austin, counterculture turned cult. And San Antonio, forts, history, and warfare. Each city would represent a different version of pre-war America and a different failure. Now I'm getting close to the end of the video, so I just wanted to go over why Fallout 5 needs Texas. After everything we talked about when it comes to world design, themes, factions, enemies, one truth becomes clear. Texas doesn't just fit Fallout, it amplifies it. Fallout 5 needs to feel new without losing what makes Fallout special. Texas offers fresh environments, powerful symbolism, deep faction politics, and endless storytelling potential. Fallout has always asked one question: what happens when America survives the end of the world? And there'd be no better place to answer that question than Texas. Now, to wrap things up, Fallout has always been at its best when it takes a familiar piece of America and asks, what happens when its identity survives longer than its people? Texas isn't just a location, it's a mindset, a place built on independence, self-reliance, pride, and power values that become far more dangerous when the rules of the old world no longer apply. In a Fallout Texas, every choice would feel heavier, every alliance would mean something, and every faction will be fighting for a very different vision of what America should become next. So tell me, if Fallout 5 took place in Texas, what faction would you side with? Would you stand with the Lone Star Compact and reject outside control? Sell your loyalty to the Black Gold Consortium for power and electricity. Trust the Vault Directorate to rebuild the world the right way. Or ride free with the free range, surviving on your own terms. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, consider dropping a like and subscribing to support the channel. That's all for now, everybody, and thank you for watching.